got one of the most profound, beautiful, powerful visions I think I've ever gotten, and I'm going to do my best to do it justice, bring it to those who need to hear it. So tap in if it's for you, tap out if it's not. I saw this giant cliff wall that was unknowingly your training ground. And because you've always known things as a child, you got a message or a vision as a young child to carry this. I saw like a golden like toolbox type thing, and your mission was to carry this golden toolbox to God. So as you were little, you started climbing this wall, this huge cliff, and along the way, like your parents or whoever around you were like kept taking you off the wall, like, no, that's not safe, don't do that, knowingly or unknowingly what they were doing to you. And so, but you just kept going, like you kept climbing the wall. You put it along the way, you put it in this backpack, and you may have even forgot it was in there or what it was or the purpose, but along the way you just knew you had to keep climbing this huge cliff. And you may not have remembered why, but your soul knew just to keep climbing this cliff. And along the way, like the older you got, the more it irritated those around you, the more you were ascending and climbing. And they would try to pull you down, or they would try to attach themselves to you, like with like those carabiner hooks, like they would like attach to you, but you were still climbing, and not knowing that they were actually strengthening you. Like it takes a lot of muscle to be able to climb this cliff, and the more they added onto you trying to stop you, the more it made you stronger. And so along your life, the older you got, the higher you got. Sometimes you would slip and fall and like go down a notch or go down to the bottom and have to start over. But along the way, like the closer you got to the top, the harder it got, because you were tired, or the more people, places, things were attaching to you as you were trying to climb. And at one point in your life, there was an incident where you were almost to the top, and someone knocked you all the way down back to the bottom of the cliff, off the cliff. And your fake supporters around you were like, yes, finally, like they'll stop climbing, they'll stop trying. But you knew, like your soul knew to just keep going, to get back up. Maybe you didn't know why, but to get back up and keep climbing. And they were like, this bitch doesn't stop. Like, why isn't she stopping? Why isn't he stopping? We've done everything we could. So you keep climbing, and you keep like getting to the top, and you're almost to the top again, and you can see now how these things, people's, places, things, were holding you back and making you tired, or wearing you down, and how heavy they actually were on you. So you started like cutting cords, getting them off of you while you were climbing. And some of the people like caught onto what you're doing, caught the cliff, and tried to climb on their own. Some people fell all the way back down to the bottom, but that wasn't yours to deal with. So you just kept climbing. And once you cut everything off that wasn't meant to be on you, so all you had was your backpack on your back with this tool chest that you forgot was in there, it was really easy, like not super easy, but a lot lighter. So you could keep, like, you were almost to the top, and then you cut everyone off, and then it was like lighter, so you got to the top, and you're like, yes, finally I made it to the top. And I can see you like look out in the distance, and you're like, oh, beautiful. And like it like pans around to like all this beautiful scenery, and you're like, I made it. And then you turn around, and it's like nothing but miles and miles of desert. So I'm saying these stages so that you could be at any point on your journey on this path. You turn around, and it's nothing but miles and miles of desert, and you're like, oh my gosh. So you take your backpack off for a minute, maybe you look inside, maybe you're looking for water, and you see this chest, this golden tool chest, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember, starting to remember why I was climbing this in the first place. I gotta get this tool chest to God. That was like clear back when you were a little kid. That was your mission. And so you see this tool chest and you're like, oh yeah. So you start carrying this golden tool chest across the desert because you're like, I gotta make it to God somehow. And you can see like a kingdom or something in the distance, and you're like, is this a mirage or what is this? So you keep going, and along the way you see people, places, and things that somehow either like got back up there in a way they weren't supposed to, or it was just different entities altogether, and they've been waiting for you because you're almost there. The closer you got, the more they've been waiting for you. And they start like throwing stones at you, and they're like, no, like their last ditch effort to like get you to stop. And you've been like exhausted. You've been trekking on this desert for miles and miles and miles with no water, or, you know, not enough supplies or whatever it is. And so you're exhausted, but you still keep going. So eventually you get past, like, these people are in the distance now. And you're like, it's like a halfway point. They're gone. They can't hit you anymore. And they're like, okay, whatever. Like, they give up, basically. Like, you've cut all the cords. You've done all the things you need to do. And they're like, I can't reach this person anymore. There's nothing else I can do. So you pass them. And you are carrying this golden tool chest still. And you get to, like, it's kind of like right before like, what I see is like heavenly gates. And you, like, collapse. And you're holding this golden tool chest, and you're just like, I'm done. Like, I can't go, like, you physically, emotionally, spiritually can't go on anymore. But right as you collapse on the ground, you're this beautiful, huge, giant, golden version of you, which is your higher self, scoops you up and carries you the rest of the way. And I see you at this, like, this heavenly gates, kingdom, heaven, whatever, and you swing open the gates, and they're carrying you. And they, like, lay you down at God's feet. He's like sitting on his throne or whatever, and like, he's huge. The thrones are huge. The kingdom's huge. The higher self you is huge. You know, it's like all giant and beautiful. And they lay you down, and you're like in front of God, like at his feet, and you're like, okay, God, like, I made it, and I have this golden tool chest. What is this? Like, what was the purpose? Why did I bring you here? And he points to your chest, and because your tool chest was locked this whole time and you couldn't open it, but then you're like, okay, God, open this thing. I want to see what's in here. And he points to your chest, and what's in your chest was, in your heart, was the key the whole time, of course. And so you get this key and you unlock your golden tool chest that you thought was for God this whole time. And what's inside is actually your golden crown, your golden tools, everything you needed on your journey, or everything that was meant for you was inside this tool chest. And so, like, I see you on your own throne next to God, wearing everything you were meant to be wearing. Your crown, your jewels, your wealth, your knowledge, your wisdom, everything. And you're sitting next to God now. And this is actually where you belonged the whole time. You just didn't know, you forgot, or life and things made it harder than it needed to be. But you belong there. You deserve it. That trek was not easy. You earned every step of the way. And there are others there with you, like you, but there are not as many as you thought there would be up there. And the reason for that is there could have been more, but like, that trek you went on was not easy. So not everybody made it, and not everybody wanted to make it, and not everybody remembered why they were going on this trek. But because of you and everything you've done, every new wave, every new generation can see what is possible. So it's easier for them, not that they can bypass all of this, because they have their own journey to go on. They have their own strength and lessons and their own walls to climb. But because they saw you and they saw it was possible, they can make it too.